What it do, fight family, man. Tie up your bootstraps, pun intended. We got ourselves a banger. We got young Xander Zayas going to lock horns with Jerron Boots Ennis. And we got to break down a lot of things that are happening in this fight and the development of this fight and why we're getting this fight in the first place. We got to give credit where credit is due. And we also got to acknowledge Jerron Boots Ennis, the American warrior, for also stepping up and challenging himself to fight the best fighters at the 154-pound weight division. So, fight fans, tune in, lock in, do me a favor, hit that like button if you before you walk in here, reach down, hit that like button, and like always, let's hop right into this episode. Let's get it. We got a lot to talk about. What it do, fight family? What's up, frontline? What up, Jason? What up, Super? What up? What's that? Damn, his name be messing me up. It's Black something. Equality, I think. You got too many letters there. You're making me strain too early in the day at night. You know what I'm saying? Yo, and I might have had one too many margaritas. You know what I mean? Yo, speaking of which, where's my cup? The treason behind it all. Oh, we gonna have to talk about this one, ladies and gentlemen. Frontline, why don't you come up in here? Cause everybody's starting to come up in here. Need you to break down some of the chats for me, and also get me to my boxing mind to start going and thinking all the possibilities and ins and outs and everything that's all over social media, people putting quickly running Twitter fingers real quick. You know, they sold out Xander. Um, Top rank sacrifice Xander to get the zone deal, you know? And rather than just saying what the writing on the wall is, this has never, well, I can't remember in recent boxing moments where that the guy was actually yelling from a rooftop, "Yo, I want to fight him. I don't care what you want to do. Listen, listen. The yells from Xander's side in his corner, his dad, everybody was extremely loud. Don't you guys think? Don't you guys think? Look at all sources.
Hey,
No
hey, hey,
matter,
fuck that. We're gonna start this show off hot.
hold on. We are.
Mexico
We're gonna get
down
right to it.
bad.
We gonna get right to it. You gotta admit one thing. All the sources and all the media outlets have one thing in common. Whether you think Jerron Butenis can win this fight or Xander can win this fight, they all have the same thing in common. Xander wanted the fight. The reason why we're here is because Xander, the unified world champion, said yes. That's why we're here. What's up, frontline? What's going on?
We
Talk to me.
start we starting off hot. Before I start off hot though, let me give a shout out to Black Ubiquity, if I'm saying it right. Carlos Supernova in the building. Jason's in the building. Bull Rider in the building. Um, Listen, Mexico down bad.
I know they are, and I think that says black equality. My
No,
eyes are bad, but I'm guessing because I'm blending in the letters. But
big. My
why
my
do you
eyes
say
are
that? Why do you say
black.
Mexico's down bad?
Oh, because you saw how quick they made this fight
Oh,
and all that
Jesus.
dancing around Virgil did. Virgil could have been had this fight,
You're preaching to the choir. You are
bro. Mexico
preaching to
down
the choir.
bad.
Yo, Mexico down bad on this one.
Bull Rider. Xander is food at
Listen, Bull
54.
Rider,
Okay, keep
you
thinking
better go
that.
check your boy, right? Or Virgil. Let me tell you something. If somebody says something about you, okay, two people, three people, four. Yo, you gotta admit, there's always been something with Virgil. And you mean to tell me that Jerron Boots Ennis and Virgil closed this deal off the heels of your long going negotiation? You're never satisfied, Virgil. It seems like in order to get the biggest fights done with you, oh yeah, wait, you don't get them done. Mako, y'all down bad. Y'all claiming that this dude is one of the baddest motherfuckers up there at 154, but he ain't fighting nobody but Sebastian Fundora's leftovers. And you're gonna beat your chest on that? Yo, at least my guy, he got 2 belts. Hey, yo, rub that interim belt against his chest, see if it turns into a real belt. I bet not. Yo, your boy Virgil's down bad, and the Puerto Rican had to step up and face this American phenom. And brothers, don't take any of this personal, because I'm hyping up my guy, because like you guys should be hyping up yours. Respect rivalries. I respect all rivalries because I understand I need y'all in order to make fighting better. I'm an American. I'm taking Xander in this fight. You can't come like, hey, oh, he's taking Xander. He's out of his mind. Jerron's going to whoop his ass. Well done for saying something a lot of people feel. You must have never, ever, ever betted on a real one. I remember when the greats were starting off, they were trying to tell you they were the greats. But Michael Jordan's high school coach said, "You'll never be anything, kid. Hang it up. Go sell used cars." And if Michael would have listened to him, and if the rest of the NFL would have what? Tom Brady 6th round? Are you crazy? The greatest NFL quarterback of all time. Sometimes you don't see the greats. Xander's been trying to tell you. What'd he say in the interview? 23 came, 23 fell. So we start to look at what's real. We start to look at sometimes we can be real a prisoner in the moment as a fan. You see Jerron Boots Ennis pack that dude up in 1 round, and quickly you guys are like, what? He's acclimated to 154? How? He didn't even give you a round. What does Jerron Boots Ennis look like in the 6th round, 7th, 8th? What does he look like there? I know what Xander looks like. He's fought his entire career in this weight division. So I don't got to question Xander's. As a matter of fact, didn't he just go the distance in his last few fights? So I know Xander's gas tank is there. I know at 154, when he replenishes, he can fight. I can't say that about Jerron Boots Ennis. What else can we say about Jerron Boots Ennis? Who's the best fighter, in your opinion, on his resume he's fought? The 2 12-round decisions, unanimous decisions with Karen? Remember, he got 2 shots at Karen. He didn't stop him neither time.
Hey, and let's not forget, Top Rank has the best matchmakers in the industry.
Yeah, but you want to know something? This is why I like this fight. This is exactly why I like this fight, because of these kinds of conversations and moments. You have to understand that yes, you are right. Sometimes you have a fighter that says, "No, I don't need your blanket. I don't need your protection. You don't have to put a leash on my neck and control me. All you got to do is unleash me. That's it." Naoya Inoue told Bob Arum in Top Rank the exact same thing. Other fighters try to mimic that tough man persona, big baby. They didn't work out too good for him, did it? And others like you would say the Vargas, right? They're managing him well. Then Bruce Carrington was what is that? Management too well?
Hey, put some respect on the WBC champion.
Listen, the man's like 30 years old and just fought for a damn title. So on the top rank. So we know that if Bob likes you, especially he likes you, and Bob loves Xander and the Puerto Rican community in New York, Bob's a New Yorker. Are you crazy? Bob will never sacrifice Xander. And I don't want anybody to think that he would. Yo, Xander asked for this. He did. You know why? He's a real one. Xander. He is. He really is. He's saying to himself that if you're saying someone in my division is better than me now at this point in my career, well, then let's find out. There's not enough room for us to walk around in the same tier. One of us got to go.
And that's the thing about Zayas. He ain't afraid to take a loss.
That and look, and it's when questions like that arise. I saw the interview. They asked him these things. You know, you're gonna say, I guess, the most logical a fighter can say. He is not going to allow himself to be put in a box and let an O dictate his career or his challenges, or that he puts more emphasis on being undefeated rather than taking the chance that can change your life as a fighter. You entered the sport of boxing. First of all, I would think anybody that entered the sport, you would want a world title. Maybe if you start becoming that kind of fighter, you might start thinking, wait a minute, I could be great. Now, how great can I be? You know, it's like every athlete, until they get there, you know, you haven't deserved it. So, in sports, we enter this sport to be great. And Xander is really feeling the boxing world saying, Jerron Boots Ennis, unfortunately, he's better than you. Now, look, we've
Hey,
watched
Edwin,
boxing
speaking
for a
of
long
that,
time. Yeah, what's up?
can I pick your brain real quick?
Yep.
Why is it that the boxing community, the majority, not all, but the
Hmm.
majority, they're giving Xander a 0% chance of winning this fight? Why is that?
All right. Let me tell you something, right? If it wasn't for the fact that I've already heard what you speak about, and the consensus feel that way. Why? They just feel that Jerron Boutin is a more flashy, quicker fighter. The only thing is that a lot of people are not studying boxing and they're not really asking themselves boxer questions. How many flat footed fighters did Jerron Boots in his fight? How many movers? How many lefties, righty? He's a lefty himself, right? He can switch, all right? Jerron Boots Ennis has fought and has been tailored for a Pacific style of boxer. And when you do that, these guys can look great. And Jerron Boots Ennis struggled against a fairly unknown Karen the first time, but the second time, what do you got to say? Then all of a sudden you hear the rumors, no, I can't make the weight. I'm going up. Then somebody challenged them up there. Then all of a sudden I'm staying here. And if you really pay attention to Jerron Boots Ennis' career, you know, he kind of took safe fights. Standing on it. Look, guys, right? Standing on is before the Jerron Busenis fight. They had that man cornered in. He didn't have no other options. He had to fight like if he ever wanted to make any money, really. And I'm not sure about Jerron Busenis. Like, what happens when you fight a guy just as athletic? You see, when you watch boxing, it doesn't have to look the same. Jerron Boots Ennis has adapted the Philly American style of boxing. Very crafty, very flashy. And when it works and the best pull it off at the highest level, it's like the best, right? I get it. Xander has a more, I would say, he has a more solid game. Xander does a lot of the little things right. He doesn't burn a lot of energy. He moves forward. His attack. Xander is a good fundamental boxer. Those are the ones you got to worry out for. The guys that keep doing the little things over and over. You see, the flashy guy at some point starts to improvise, starts to showboat a little, starts to, like move his hand like Flair. But the trained fighter, there's a thing in fighting where the level that these guys are at. I just want you to understand this. When they've trained for that long, they're no longer thinking. It's kind of weird when it first happens to you under a while of training. All of a sudden, the guy moves and your hand just goes. It just snaps him, and that's training. When you're at this level right here, there are certain things by now you're not going to be able to take away or there's certain tales of a fighter, and you've been doing it since the amateur. Both of these fighters right here, Jerron Boots Ennis and Xander, are the top of the food chain. They're the type of fighters that have evolved, adapted in fights. Both of them. They're the type of fighters that have been battle tested in fights. They passed all their tests. Um and that's why this fight is great. You got two fighters. I wouldn't say both in their prime. I don't think Xander is near his prime as much as Jerron Boots is. Now, look, I have talked respectfully about both fighters, right? But sometimes you got to stir shit up in order to get a fight. So I think we need to right there. Hold on. Let me see it. That's it. We ringing the bell. The gloves is off. Yo, check this out. Y'all asked for this. Remember this. All the people that said Jerron Busenis was gonna walk over Xander Zayas, remember you guys asked for this. Look, your boy Jerron Busenis, he's done. He's done. And all of you that watch boxing, I've said a lot of things on this boxing channel. I try to tell you about Sebastian Fundora. I try to tell you about multiple fights, but I don't toot my horn. I'm gonna tell you one thing. This is a fight that I think the real student of the game is gonna win. This right here is gonna show that it's not about your name or always putting the cart before the horse. You see, there's a lot of times we talk about, and I'm careful with this, right? Because I don't want to call them this, but there's been a lot of great fighters in boxing that were called what? Hype jobs. hype jobs, and that you guys blew this dude up bigger than what he actually is without proving himself. But yet, Jerron Booth and Xander has no chance in this fight, they say. They say. I've been watching boxing a long time, and I can tell you what, win, lose, or draw, I'm ready to put Xander in there with this dude. Yeah. Yeah, I am. Something tells me for some reason Jerron hasn't been keeping up with it, with the pace. He's the type of athlete that's an exceptional one. And when you're an exceptional athlete, you never know which way that goes. You really don't. I'm not in his um, corner or camp, but when from my experience, those guys are lazy because they're talented and they don't stay training. They be blowing up in between fights because no matter what, they can come in like off a month layoff and still whoop everybody's in the gym's ass. And they think that just schedule me a fight, 4 months training camps, I'll be right back where I left off. And that's not how the human body works. It's really not.
Hey, let me
If
catch up
you
with the
take,
chat real quick on that.
yeah, go ahead.
Kane says, "What's up, fellas?" Shout out to
What up?
Kane. Bull Rider says Xander better get his cardio up. He says Xander looks like he walks around at 190.
Yeah, he
Facts.
like this, he like this, he like this.
Tired ass Cowboys fan says he just did. Bull Rider says I give Xander credit for facing boots. MW2 vibes. Saludo, saludo, Bobby. Tired ass Cowboys fan says this sounds like a bunch of cope. Bull Rider says Xander runs out of gas in the eighth round.
Yeah, but
Mio,
what that round does Boots run out of gas?
he hasn't been tested.
What
So
information are you guys going off? 147? That's what you guys are going off? Where's his gas tank?
they're forgetting that the
At
gloves change at 54.
that yup.
Everything
The
changes at
equipment
54.
changes at 54 from 147. So the only data you got is one round with Laura. That's all you got. He didn't even make it out the round. That's what you got, Jerron Boots Ennis, with the new ounces in glove and waist size. So you guys know what he looks like in the sixth, seventh, eighth round, holding heavier gloves like that and fighting in a real fighting environment, not a sparring. I know we train with even heavier gloves and sparring, of course. So you say to yourself, well, then there's your answer right there. No, no, it's not even remotely close. You could wear 1,000-pound gloves in sparring, but on fight night, when all the nerves and the adrenaline in them is running
And
through you,
and you got an actual
everybody in the
punch. You got somebody
everybody,
hitting back,
you
fighting
know,
you.
yeah. Then you got like somebody actually trying to hurt you, and then you get clipped big or something in the fight, and you got to get yourself together, and all of a sudden, them gloves start to weigh, and your hands start dropping little by little, like that. And you know when Jerron boots in, it's whenever you can tell that he's tired or he's starting to like try to like reserve energy. He does that Philly shit and he drops his hands. And then he tries to go from here like that, which is really dangerous for another fighter because it's really hard to guess which hand is coming, because you can use subtle movement and fakes and lure him in. Um, I don't think that this is anything that Xander and his team don't see or recognize. The fact that Xander's team like basically jumped out the window for this fight to make it happen, that they're really confident. Now that doesn't spell victory. No. No, it doesn't spell victory. Some people might be like, yo, this is foolish, right? Not in this sport. Not in this sport. How can you view the two top guys in the division say, yo, there's not enough room for the both of us up here? There can only be one. How could that be foolish? That's exactly what we be asking. We want to see the
Exactly.
best fighting the best, right? Here you go. Read the chats, the rest of
Me,
them.
Mio says Ennis has been exposed. Xander has been dominant. No more talk. Says Xander is dope. I don't know what he gonna do with boots, but I respect anybody getting in the ring. Mio says he said it, frustrate him. No more talks. Boots, as good as he is, he better not play with his food. Tire ass Cowboy fan. Why do Xander do better? What do Xander do better than Boots? It's a question. Richard says, salute
Stop.
guys.
Stop. Okay. What does Xander do better than Boots? What does Boots do better than Xander? I would like you to answer me that question. What is Boots besides being flashy? Besides being athletic? You mean to tell me that Jerron Boots Ennis, his jab, his 1-2, is what? It's better than Xander's? Because I dare you to go watch Xander highlights right now and put Boots. And don't look at their style, right? Because Boots' style is flashy. Xander can look like basic to some people. But the fact, that's what wins fights. You keep doing the little things over, and trust me, in boxing, you stay tight. You fundamentally, you don't, you 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 move accordingly. And Xander's the kind of fighter that I've actually watched him in fighters that his corners telling, like, I've seen the announcers say, Xander's starting to drop this like this. The very next round, I've seen him correct it. He's a real type of fighter where you can tell him this is what you need to do. He does it. Where that Jerron Boots Ennis, his father told him in the corner, I want you to do this. He comes back. You're not doing what I told you to do. And you seen it in the corner? When have you ever seen that from Xander? He's a real student. That's what I'm talking about, guys. And the ones that stay, like, like I tell you, Xander don't got like these kind of feet where they're flashy. He has like old man feet. They're real smart. They don't burn a lot of energy. They get right to the point and let's get into the action. For a young 22, 21-year-old kid to be choosing to do that, you know, the 50-50 smoke? That's that mid range where you both trade. It's 50-50. Yo, Xander's been clipped a few times there. Yo, he goes like this and goes back in. He goes back in. Real warrior shit. And his knockouts don't really tell the story to Xander's record. Bro, I'm trying to tell you, half these guys were out on their feet. 10 more seconds in some of these fights, out. And there was a lot of these fights, the ref should have stopped the fight. The guy's getting brutalized. Yo, and so trust me, Xander's got he's got the mindset. For me, he's got the discipline. I think that the kid got into boxing not to be a superstar. He doesn't want to be the next Floyd. He wants to be reviewed and regarded as the best, but on his terms. Real boxing shit. And how dare the boxing world just 2 fights ago say what? Xander's not ready for a world title. Where is he now? Had he listened to you guys, he wouldn't be unified. Now would he?
He'll be in
Because you didn't have
Virgil's
faith
boat.
in him.
He'll be in Virgil's boat.
Read some of the chats, catch up.
Yo, Coqui, what up, huh?
What up, Cocaine?
Yo,
in
what
the
up? What up,
building.
Frontline? What up,
What
Edward?
up,
Yo,
man?
Edward, keep cooking, man. You got
Yeah,
mofongo. You got mofongo con facts.
Oh
that's
yeah.
why I'm not interrupting him. Hey, Richard says saludo, guys.
Yo, Richard, my
Uh,
brother, how you doing, man?
no more talk says gas tank change with your opponent, which I think makes you great. Bull Rider, Abbas Baru. Who's that guy? Says Canelo.
Stop. Like just like me. It's just like me. I didn't know anything about Abbas Baru. Yo, guys, you guys like boxing. I'm a little boxing, little jug. I got a little boxing junkie, right? Yo, that Abbas Baru dude was a lot better than I thought. Yo, the shit he was doing in the ring with those guys just before the Xander fight. Please, if you love boxing, you like real, like slick, technical. Yo, that Abbas Baru dude is gonna be a champion again. Listen, this is gonna sound crazy. It's gonna sound crazy. I'll put in Abbas Baru versus Virgil Ortiz. Hell yeah. And I think Abbas Baru beats Virgil.
I don't think Virgil comes out of that fight clean, Edwin.
Nah, I think Abbas Baru will beat Virgil in 12 rounds. I don't know how, like by knockout stoppage.
Yeah,
I haven't really, like, but
I
he's a
think
lot better of a boxer. Abbas Baru, when I went to, like, I was watching his technique and I was like, and I was trying to hate on him, right? And I kept watching him and I was like, oh shit. And he's very alert when punches are coming back. He's very defensively sound, and his offense. You know what he really has really good? He knows how to drag you to deep water and drown you. Abbas Baru is excellent in that.
Edwin,
He's
you know what? My
yeah.
bad.
Go
You know
ahead. Go
what I
ahead.
call you know what I call him? I call him the detonator because
Yo,
you know what he does? He tries to trap you in that little bomb, and then at the right time, it's like boom. He
and then
tried.
he steps on the gas, and it's just like you thought like the fight was starting to slow down, and he just
Yeah,
kicks it another level.
I think anyone is crazy to not have a Baru top five at least, or like top seven, because I think he's better than anybody that Ennis fought.
Yes. Yes. I'll say that. Yeah, I'll stamp that. Yes. Abbas Baru is better than any of the fighters Jerome Busan has fought. Yes. He's better. He's a lot better than he's like the definition of an underrated fighter. Like he's not popular out here. We don't know him like that. But that kid can box. He can fight.
Yeah,
Abbas
Hey,
Baru can fight.
there's
Yeah.
a
I
bunch of
gotta
chat.
give
Let
it
me
I
catch
gotta
up
give
with the
him that
chat.
much.
Xander Zaya no le tiene miedo a nadie en las 154 y no le corre a nadie, says Richard. Tired as Cowboy says, fam, you just said you don't know what Boots do when he get tired because he hasn't been tested. Then you say that. Precise says Xander just can't get KO'd. He needs to win at least 5 rounds. Boots does everything better. Yes, and faster, says Precise. Xander was eating the jab his last fight. Mio says Xander is a better boxer, stays in the pocket, and doesn't get hit. Can box from the outside, better legs, gets hit way less. Tired ass cowboy says, yes, this clearly not about boxing for real. Salute though. I'm out. Yo ass fired. Tired. You know why you left? Because this ain't a channel that caters to fans.
hey,
We
No,
cater to boxing
wait,
he's
period.
got
my bad. Your front line said that, but this dude wrote an essay. He say he's out, but he has an essay. He wrote a whole essay back. So you can't get enough for Edwin. You can't get enough for Frontline.
yeah. He ain't going nowhere. He ain't going
Yeah,
nowhere. He
They
love the
addicted.
show.
Mio,
He love the
yo,
show. Listen,
Mio
guys.
says, and the more important thing, there is a footprint already to beat Ennis, not the other way around. COD says, Boots stopping him. Let's go. Xander was running and hugging the Mexican dude Perez, says COD. No more talk, says that's going to be a good fight. Boots better not be showboating too much. Xander fight like he only wants to best mom. I don't know whatever. COD says the Mexican dude exposed Xander. Why?
Yes, he
Why was
did.
Xander running and hugging? Stop it, bro.
Oh,
Precise says Xander.
oh, oh, oh. He's talking about Perez. Oh, I'm
Yeah,
talking about. I thought he was talking about Virgil. Anyway, go ahead.
Xander doesn't possess the power to keep Boots off him, says Precise. Jason says Xander don't want to be a 10-year prospect.
That's
Mio
right.
says Barao was a top amateur, a
No, he
real good
wasn't.
boxer who made Tellez look like a bum. George Martinez, saludo, papi. Zayas made Perez look dumb, punching air.
Facts.
Tired ass cowboy. Last thing too. Oh yeah, last thing. I bet you got something else up top.
Yeah, yeah,
I
yeah.
actually
Of
like
course.
Xander. Very first time I seen him, I said he was one of them. He was one of them. He's bitten off more than he can chew too early. If he proved me wrong, I'll eat crow. Hope you do too.
That's
Hey,
fair.
tired
Absolutely.
ass
That's fair.
cowboy.
That's what's up.
I guess you're new to the channel because we ate crow with
Oh yeah, the
Berlanga, with
Matias Crow.
Shiraz. We ate
Oh yeah,
crow
yeah, 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 yeah,
with
yeah.
with
That's
Matias versus Dalton. Hey,
yeah. These guys
we
did.
yeah.
Oh yeah,
No, a
I
No,
ate
I
it
was
boxing
with
live.
legend.
y'all on the Matias with Dalton. No,
Yeah,
I had to eat crow
yeah,
that day too.
yeah.
Yeah, I was with y'all.
We had the live crow. We had it the live stream, and I was out there in the stadium live, and man,
Yeah,
it
yeah.
was
It was a
tough.
live
And
crow.
then
Yeah,
But
yeah, yeah,
the
yeah,
last
yeah.
one says
Yeah,
precise
we
says
we.
Noah
Hey, yo,
Boss
yo,
doesn't
but
throw enough punches.
it's all love.
that's what
We
it
loyal
is.
out here, right, Edwin? We loyal.
No, yeah. Listen, no. As long as we advocate for both sides, we give Jerome Boots Ennis his credit and Xander because the honor. We have to keep the integrity of boxing alive and respect our rivals. Okay,
Hey,
United States, Puerto Rico, we're actually on the same team, but now we're going against each other. And the thing is, the importance of talking healthy boxing shit is also acknowledging the danger of your opponent, not always putting him down, acknowledging him so that when he beats him, he gets full credit. And this goes both ways because I'm tired of these fighters beating these guys. No sooner they beat him, the other guy was a tomato can. He wasn't the one. He wasn't this. The reason why Xander's taking this fight is because obviously he's heard you guys. What's he heard? All the way up to ESPN and Ring. They actually have Jerron Boots Ennis ranked number one over Xander that has two belts. Now, if you were a boxer, and I don't care what your name was, and you were in the same situation, just take away Jerron Boots Ennis' name and say Joe Schmo was ranked higher than you when you had two belts just because you're 23 years old. Now, what do you do? Do you stand up and the guy that they saying that was number one and number one and two is not you, by the way, and they went into negotiation for a long time. That shit fell through. All of a sudden, they whispered your name and you jumped up like a fucking bat out of hell. I'm right here. How you doing? Sign contract. Yup. I'm gonna whoop your ass. Let's go. No hiccups. It was one of the quickest done deals in boxing history. How you doing? Yup, I want to fight. What money? I don't care. Whatever you want. Yup, sign right here. Let's go. I'm fucking you up.
that's it. Hey, Richard says Xander Zayas all the way, no matter what. Puñeta. Precise says, just so I'm clear, I like Xander a lot, but I've been doing some film study and I think Boots is too much. Chile de Garcia says, Buenas tardes, round one.
Mm-hmm.
All right, yo, real quick. Boxing news. This Friday, tune in, Japan. Rene El Chulo Santiago is defending.
Defending.
And the other thing is, April 10th, tune in to Pro Box. Our boy, Keith Colon, he's
Woo!
on there.
Oh yeah,
Newark, New Jersey.
new work.
In the building. Keep Cologne
Prudential
back
Center.
in action. Yeah, I seen his opponent there. It must be they can't get anybody really,
Uh,
some of the middle guys to get in the ring with Keith. So
Can I give you guys domestic news? I'm
yeah.
not sure if this is like hardcore, but one of my good friends and guys from my gym, Ofacio Facon
He's
is
on
a
that card too.
okay, yeah, that's my boy. He's from the Bronx. His dad was a fighter too, Puerto Rican kid. Real
Mhm.
technical guy, Edwin, I think you like him because he kind of fights like the Japanese guys, like very technical but very warlike. And
Right.
he's going to be on that card, so it's going to be a great card. We got Keith Cologne and other guys too, and Renee. That's our guy too. So I'm
Right.
sure we should definitely go
Hey,
Maybe
live. We should go
maybe
live
we're
the
gonna
only
tomorrow.
get
thing
Keith and him on the show
the
as their car gets closer.
the only thing about Ofacio, he's funny because he be on another podcast that I listen to. But he's half Dominican and half Puerto Rican,
Mhm.
and and I fuck with him. I'm like, yo, if you were to be ranked, would you like to be ranked as a Puerto Rican fighter or a Dominican fighter? He said Puerto Rican all day.
Oh yeah, yeah. Yo, his dad, bro, like they're by the hip. They're like that kind of connection. So yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
His mother's Dominican, but his dad was like, "Nah, we doing the Boricua shit."
Mm-mm. Yo, listen. Anyway, like if it came to that in the boxing world, you know, Dominican Republic was the most belts they had, 4 or 5. like,
Yeah,
like,
hey,
like you're gonna go with the rich, at least you know
yeah,
what I mean. So
exactly.
that's
Yeah,
kind of
you're
like,
gonna go for the winning team, right?
damn, you know what I mean? It's
I
like,
mean,
Hey,
damn.
just
But yo,
eh,
uh, wait a minute, hold up.
for the
Frontline, if
record,
I'm not mistaken, didn't
yep.
a Dominican fighter just knock out some Puerto Rican dude not too long ago? What
Oh
fight?
yeah, in Puerto Rico, fuck Hernandez, the Dominican
Oh
dude,
shit!
and he knocked out Abisail Cotto. Yeah, that was the
Yo,
upset of the night.
mm,
didn't the Cotto dude was like undefeated and shit?
Yeah, he was ten
yeah,
and zero with 8 knockouts.
hey man,
Yo, every now and then, little cousin be fighting back. You
yeah.
know what I'm saying? Yo,
I mean,
they got one on us right there.
Look at Matias and I. We both got a Dominican in us, but we rep Puerto Rico.
Yeah. Yeah. But Matias is down bad for us right now.
That's
Yeah,
fair.
But the one good thing is, out there like Australia, UK and shit, they up on us, but they beat the same guy. You
yeah,
know what I'm
yeah.
saying?
Hey,
So,
Precise says round one in boxing. Usually, the best guy doesn't have the belts. That's what they're
I don't know.
well,
saying.
I don't know about that.
okay. Okay, wait, guys. All right. Now, my man Precise, if you were talking about individual moments when people were avoiding the fighter and we clearly saw that he was the best talent, okay, like a Jerome Buchanan type shit, right? So we would say, yeah, he's clearly the best fighter there. He hasn't had his opportunity yet. We thought that David the Monster Benavidez was the best up there, and Saul had all the belts and was just avoiding him, and he never got to prove how good he was, and it affected his career, right? Okay, so, but at the end of the day, it's what's on paper, unfortunately. Dan Marino could have threw more touchdowns, better spiral than Joe Montana, but Joe Montana had 4 rings. He had 0. If you don't got the accolades at the end of the day, what are you? Just a good boxer. You took all the belts against Saul, strip all the divisions, all the belts, and give him all the fighters he fought, the names. What is he? Just a good Mexican fighter. What defines you is the belts. So there could be a moment in a period in a fighter's career where, or it could be a long one. David the Monster Benavidez thought he would have been a better champion by now, a better accomplished champion. They were just the people that were in front of him held up his career because I think he had the ability to do it. He could have switched places with Saul. Saul never gave him the opportunity. Understand? So
Well,
being recognized as the best, how does that work out for you in the end? Do you view David the Monster Benavidez as the best fighter in the fucking from 168 to 175 to cruiserweight? I don't think so.
right, Edwin. Precise follows up. He said can't compare NFL, NBA, but I want to share with Frontline and Edwin. I want to share an analogy I have with you guys about Ennis and Zayas. Okay, so
Mhm.
you guys, he said you can't compare NBA and boxing. I get it, but how about this?
Okay.
Right, let's do this. Right, I'm gonna compare Ennis to Allen Iverson of the 76ers. You guys remember Allen Iverson, AI, back in the
Yeah.
late 90s, early
Yeah,
2000s, right? And I'm
the
gonna compare
crossover
Zayas.
master.
I'm gonna compare Zayas to John Stockton of the Utah Jazz. And the reason why is because Allen Iverson had a flashy crossover, the flashy layups, the finishing. His game was great to watch, very entertaining, but he didn't win. He didn't always win all the time, right? John Stockton, being in the West, obviously during the Jordan era, it's hard to win the championship, right? But John Stockton was direct, straight to the point, fundamental. He'll play you 94 feet. He'll get steals. He'll play defense. He'll make the right pass. He wasn't getting the points. So I'm going to equate the points to knockouts. You know what I'm saying? Because that's what people want to see. Oh, Xander don't got the power. He don't got the knockouts. But he still got the assists. You get that? He still knows how to win
Yeah.
around. He still knows
Yeah.
how to get to the point without needing to be flashy. He doesn't need to do all the flashy stuff. He just knows how
And
to win, and that's all that
right.
matters.
Right. And that's
Hey,
what I was talking about. That's a good analogy right there because obviously from the outside looking in, you would want AI. But when it came to critical game playing clutch situations, you wanted the other guy because he had a more basketball team game
Right.
where AI, he didn't really trust in his guys like that. And he felt like he had always had to take the load on and always be that star.
That's
Like
so perfect. You said
AI,
that.
yeah, like AI was always, he didn't dug no smoke.
Right.
He was for, he would make his way to the end score because he was the shit.
Yeah.
But I get what you're saying. I
Edwin,
get what you're
I'm so
saying.
sorry, but you mentioned a point about Ennis's coach, and you mentioned how Zeiss is a student. That's
Yeah.
so perfect. You said what you just said right now is so perfect to what you said earlier because AI would have problems with Larry Brown, the coach, right? He wouldn't listen to him all the time. Whereas John Stockton under Jerry Sloan of the Jazz, he was always listening. He was a student.
No,
He
he was
wanted
a
to,
student.
and
Yeah.
that's a perfect statement you made.
Yeah, and that goes to mental fortitude, staying the course. I don't have a lot of evidence on Jerron Busenis. Listen, if this was Jerron Busenis versus anybody else, I'm going with Jerron Busenis, right? Okay, I'm going with my guy.
especially
I'm
with
I'm going with
versus
my
Virgil.
guy because there's a lot of I have a lot of good reasons to go for Xander, but the main reason why I'm going for Xander, he's never given me any doubt not to bet with him. With him, Xander has never given me anything that I say that. Wait a minute, I don't think he's gonna do. No, no. I had him in the Perez fight. I had him in the Abbas fight. Abbas Baru fight. I had Xander in almost all his fights. All the fights they counted him out in. I had Xander. There's nothing in Xander's performances, right? Other than the fact that he's young. That's it.
Hey, Neil says Baru boxed for Germany in 2017 World Boxing Championship. Just classifying makes him top dog. George Martinez, as Zaya said, he has a surprise. Who who he is bringing into his camp? Imagine it's Crawford. Precise. Okay, you read that one. No
I
more
don't,
talk says I'm biracial, black and Puerto Rican, best
ooh.
fighters, but I've seen the boxing landscape. We could do better. Precise says you can't duck in other sports. Bull Rider says John Stockton is a senior citizen. Mio says, in other words, he knows his role, which is not to be flashy. Precise says, I hope Xander wins because it would be great for boxing. But boots can crack, and Xander didn't crack by rule.
I
George
disagree.
says, what's Bivol knockout ratio? He's not a knockout artist, and he beat Canelo and didn't get knocked out by better BF.
That's a great point, George. I disagree with Precise because Xander had enough
Do
to
that.
keep he had enough to keep Baru off him. Baru's punch output wasn't that high because Xander would check him coming on the inside. Floyd Mayweather did the same thing as Shane Mosley. When Shane Mosley knocked him down, Floyd Mayweather came back and he actually backed him up and walked him down. So just because the guy doesn't can knock you out with one punch doesn't mean he have enough sauce to hurt you. Xander definitely got enough sauce in his hands and he could back you up and make you respect him.
Right. Or rather than saying Abbas Baru got an iron chin,
Yeah, and he does.
no one else was able to put him down. And Abbas Baru was a road warrior. He won that belt on the road. He went in everybody's backyard.
Yeah. I bet
So
it
yeah,
against him. I was wrong
like
about him with
listen, guys, if
Tellez.
you guys don't know nothing about this dude, I'm trying to tell you, Abbas Baru is he's the definition of what I think is called underrated. I
Yeah.
I just think he's a better boxer than what the and that's what see that's what's giving me confidence leading into this fight with Jaron Boots Ennis. If Xander can control boxers like Perez, Abbas Baru, real, and Perez has a real awkward style in a sense, and he has a long reach, and he was able to nullify these guys, outboxed him, outpunched him, weather the storm. Xander knew the right things to do. Xander knew the positions and the situations. He was well coached. And as you can see, he knows how to stick to a game plan. And look, all you look, yeah, I know who Jerome Butanis is. I know exactly who he is. Okay? I know the problem we got on our hands. I'm no fool. No one on this panel is. Okay? But
Shit, we've always said it. Boots
we're
is going to be Xander's toughest competition at
y-
54.
we knew it, and the day has come, and we're here.
And then
But we're
Mr.
not backing
Itachi,
down. We're not
Mr.
backing
It-
down.
Mr. Itachi says Fonder's the best at 54. Meanwhile, a couple shows back, he came in here saying Virgil's the best 54. But since Virgil's, he got a severe,
Case,
severe case
severe case.
of duck flu.
Listen, yo,
That
frontline. Don't make fun of Virgil, okay? Because the Doug flu is real, okay?
it is, it
You know,
is.
when you get it, you will avoid fights at all cost. And that's not look, let's pause for a commercial break to all the fighters out there suffering with the Doug flu. You know what I'm saying? We hope that you make a quick recovery and fight somebody worthy. You
Are
know,
we including Devin in this, son?
yo, look, I don't know if Devin's situation is more of a Doug flu or a promotional and streaming pissing contest. Devin really wanted that fight. There's nothing in my mind that ever tells me that Devin would avoid or duck Rolly. At no one on earth is going to convince me of that. So when I started to look the situation through, I realized, wait a minute, isn't Rolly a PBC fighter? Ain't PBC the last major promoters that has not made a deal or signed with the zone? They haven't joined the dark side. So when it came down to getting this fight, I really don't think that it had anything to do with money. I think it had to do, they told Devin, find a way out. We're never signing off on this fight. And Turkey wasn't going to back it. Because where are you going to put it on? Amazon Prime? They're signed to the zone. I understand they got a little, but it's not doesn't work that way. When you want to take your rival down, you don't help them. You want to finish them. And if you can't start securing these big fights, guess what? Everybody else is signed over here. Sooner or later, you're going to have to start fighting your own guys or a bunch of prospects. Because if the odds of all those promoters securing the belts are a lot higher than just PBC, right? So I think that Devin tweeted out whatever, like, oh, Rolly thinks that he's an A side. And I really don't think secretly that text had any real value. I think that the real war was fought behind the scenes. Once I realized Devin's with Turkey still and the PBC, no, Turkey's trying to crush them. I don't see in a good world he would have did business with them like that. He allowed Sam Lukowicz, right, with the Fandora and shit. Now that was a fight that was scheduled way back when. It was even postponed because Fandora had suffered an injury. But now in today's era, with that Sufa shit and then all the signing, and then Turkey getting a piece of Matchroom, the Zone, and Ring, you're surrounded, PBC. I just didn't see where a good business sense would be to give the last piece of the puzzle life and agree to, after I cornered everybody in a corner, to fight for one network, the Zone, so that we can get that little problem, your side of the street, my side of the street, streaming service shit out of the way. You're basically the only hurdle. Why would any of you guys think that Devin Haney tweeted that and you guys caught fire to that? You guys couldn't see past that little tweet. That was just a smoke screen to get you to argue about them ducking while they talk their next fight up. It was never going to happen. And that's not smart business. If you're trying to crush that last little piece, why would you continuously help it survive? That's it's not
Ke-
smart.
Kenya wants to know, so can Devin beat Boots since this was a cherry for him, but a good fight for Boots? Question.
No, Devin should stay away from Boots. Devin's confidence is not there yet, all the way 100%. Devin's fighting off skill right now, real cautious. He fought Brian Norman Jr., dropped him. Once he saw that he was up in the fight, Devin fell back on the back foot, inviting Brian Norman Jr. in. By then, Brian Norman Jr. wasn't so confident in walking through because he felt Devin's real power, and Devin managed the win. Devin didn't fight like a killer, like a confident fighter that was in there to destroy. He was in there to perform. There's a difference. Jerron Butsen is a finisher. He's a bit of a showman, flashy fighter, very smart fighter. Jerron Boots Ennis knows how to break fighters down. He stays active. When he's active and he's on his game, he's switching from downstairs, upstairs. And what's real good about Jerron Boots Ennis is his footwork, and his ability sometimes to lull fighters to sleep. He can cut angles, and he's very quick with that stabbing jab and the side jab like this. He's really good with that. But his athletic skills, which gives him the ability to move from righty to lefty, that can be a real problem for a lot of fighters. You don't know which side Jerron might take. Um, but he's really good in a lot of things. But yeah, Jerron gets hit a lot. Yeah. To do a lot of that flashy shit, sometimes you got to take some chances. Uh, I think that Jerron Boots Ennis, for the most part, he has a good chin. He has a good chin. He's been caught by some good shots, and he's passed the test. and his punching power is real. But, but what surprised me about Jerron Bucenis is a guy that was a bit more technical and patient. Karen. Karen wasn't scared of Jerron Bucenis. But if you look past all the flashy and the movement, and you just make him a man in front of you, and you challenge him to box you, I noticed that Jerron had a lot of problems with that. He couldn't he couldn't make adjustments around Karen in the first one, and Karen wasn't faster than Jerron Bucenis. He wasn't faster. He was more patient and he had better timing. And he kept catching Jerron Bucenis after all those, because Jerron Bucenis is a setup fighter. He throws one or two punches, but those are the punches he doesn't want. That one lures you to sleep, and this is the shot he wants, or this one, like that. What Karen understood was not to fall for the bait. Karen didn't bite on his first two shots. He stood patient, pop, pop, and snapped. Timing. He figured Jerron Bucenis out, but he didn't have the athletic ability to chase Jerron. He had to wait until Jerron made the engagement in order for him to have success, because he didn't have the athletic ability to follow Jerron around the ring and keep that pressure. When I saw that and I look at Xander, I say Xander does. Xander does possess the athletic ability to push him. And then he also possesses good boxing fundamentals. The little things, the things that you don't bite on, that you're not impressed by, that flashy, you stay the course, pop, 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 boom, 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 and then push forward. So, and he's big, and he's big. Now remember that all those years that Ennis was down at 147, when he became champion, you guys got to remember this shit. He was the IBF champion. He made 3 title defenses on that IBF. Under the IBF weight clause that you got to rehydrate only 10 pounds the next day. So Jerron put his body through all that for years. For years. Okay? And now he's moving up to 154. And all he has in the division is half a round? Half a round. You got better work out of your sparring partners than that guy put up for you. And that was all you needed to say, yup, he's just going to walk up there and wipe down the guy that's been there his entire career. Fighting everybody, big, small, all the true 154 pounders. That's where he's at. And all you got for me, where the equipment changes, is half a round and you're sold. You guys don't got a care in the world. Jerron Bucenis got this in the bag. I don't see it like that. He may win the fight. Maybe. Right? Okay. But I don't think it's going to be as easy as some of these guys are talking it up to be. All this 60-40 shit, Tim Bradley shit. It's a 60-40 fight. Yo, Tim Bradley, take your punch drunk ass over there, bro. With your biased news commentary. He's biased as hell. Right? And I'm like, yo, Tim. Yeah, I thought you was a boxing pugilist, like a historian. Another guy that puts, hey, listen, you know what, Jerron Bucenis? You don't got to do absolutely shit in boxing. You don't gotta fight anybody. You can get an email belt mailed to you, and you can fight a guy that never defended the belt, right? And you fight him with like what he had coming into the fight, like 12 fights or some shit, right? You can fight him, right? And be viewed as the greatest fighter, North or South, 140 divisions.
Yeah. Yeah. Real quick,
You don't gotta do shit.
George says, any news on Fresh Productions' next fight card? They just had one in Naranjito, La Batalla en la Montaña. It was a small card that they put together in Naranjito on the 21st of March.
They did?
Uh, yeah. Uh, Mr. Itachi says, I'm rooting for Zayas to get through Boots. We got unfinished business.
Why? What was he want? Just care. Who does he want?
I guess he wants Virgil versus Zayas.
Come you.
And you know that fight is never going to happen.
Okay, if the rest of the boxing world has not caught up, we can officially count Virgil Ortiz out of the rest of the boxing year for 2026. He will not be boxing in 2026 at all. So that was confirmed by Golden Boy. They shelved him. They're gonna Virgil's gonna write out the rest of his contract, and that'll be the rest of the year. And then he's gonna try to wait into his contract's out with Golden Boy and then walk away. And then Golden Boy's cool with that. So they've made this announcement a few weeks ago. And that's why when they asked Sam Lukowicz a fight with Fedora, Sam Lukowicz doubled down on that and said, listen, there's no need to talk about Virgil. He's not going to fight for the rest of this year. We all know that. When they asked him about Fedora. And he said, ask me about a real fight or a possible fight. And even though they did, he still fucking batted that the next question. But anyway, Virgil is not in the cards for at
Bo-
least the rest of
Bull,
this year.
Bull Rider says, sounds like round one is going to put his money on Boots.
Hell no. Hell no.
George says, it's not fair to Virgil. And then Mr. Itachi
It
corrected.
is fair to him.
He said, nah, Fundera versus Zayas. We want our belt back and we'll take the one y'all picked up for us.
Yo, shots fired. Yo,
but
listen.
wait.
What?
When in the post conference, who did Fundera call out?
Oh, he called out all retired fighters, Spence. Like, what the fuck are you doing? Like,
Charlo, Spence.
damn,
No,
then Mexico's down bad.
I didn't
Your
hear him say
fighters are calling
Zayas.
out inactive fighters.
I didn't hear him
You,
say Zayas. Did he say
did you
Zayas?
really just get up there, Mexico, and call out two inactive fighters for almost 2 years, both of them? Like, you damn, Mexico. Nah, and y'all claim Fedora, so don't act up now. Yeah, man, you guys got the Doug flu going around and the
Oh,
inactive flu.
look,
Let's call out inactive fighters and beat our chest.
Look, now he justifying. He said the former king, the lineal undisputed.
Who?
Keyword former. He's probably talking about Spence or Charlo, one or the other.
Well, Charlo, yeah, no one ever beat that one, but Errol Spence lost everything on that night with Terrence. So,
Yeah. He called out old timers, LOL. And then
wow,
Ill Will
Mexico
says
down bad.
they're gonna say, oh well, Golden Boy signed with the zone and come out of ducking. But
Yo, I
Fundora don't
bet
want
you
that smoke.
Virgil signs with the PBC.
Nah. Yeah. So he could fight once a year, if
Yeah,
that.
that way he doesn't have to fight anybody. Yo, he is the real definition of a duck man.
I don't
Virgil,
know.
bro.
I think Hitchens is.
Nah, there's no duck bigger than Virgil right now. Well, the biggest duck in boxing in my era is Tank Davis. That's the biggest duck ever. Like I've never seen. Like okay. For instance, right? When you look at Virgil's situation, you could say that Virgil ducked Terrence Crawford. You could say Virgil ducked Jerron Boots Ennis. You could say Virgil ducked maybe, I don't know, Xander when he
He
offered him
did.
the fight back then or
Yeah.
whatever, right? But my point is, there's only like two or three fighters that come to mind when you speak about Virgil. When you think about Tank Davis's era, just really think about Tank Davis's era. I've never seen this. This is unprecedented in boxing. This is like the first time in boxing history a guy this talented, this explosive, this dangerous. He didn't duck one guy, two, three. He ducked everybody. Everybody? Yo, you ducked Teal, Loma. You fuck. I mean, ducked Devin. You fucking ducked Shakur. Um, everybody, like everybody that was just besides Ryan Garcia, all you really fought was a beltless Ryan and a Rolly and Perez. I mean, Pedraza, but I that his era of how much talent was around him, Tank Davis. The fact that he didn't fight none of them, that's got to be the biggest duck artists in the history of boxing. I've never seen any. At least some of these guys fought each other. You know the, like Ryan fought Tank and Ryan fought Devin. Ryan's fighting these guys. Ryan fought Mario Barrio. Ryan fought Rolly. You know, he fought these guys. And then Devin fought Ryan and Devin fought Loma. You could say that they at least some of those guys fought each other. Tank never fought none of them.
Yo, Ill Will
Not
says not.
one.
Yo, Ill Will crazy. He said, nah, Virgil shoved himself and spent at least $1 million to do it.
Yes, he did. He's the only guy I know that voluntarily walked in the witness protection program. Come on,
Yo,
bro.
that's
We gotta call it for what it is, man. It's just that there's just too many years, too many divisions of the same situation with Virgil. It's always and you
Mexico is
gotta
bad.
by now you guys gotta wake up. You gotta wake up. You really gotta wake up. Like, nah, Virgil. You can't be this unlucky. Like, and everything was going good for you in Golden Boy, and out of right field because they went and tried to feed you to Virgil. I mean, Jerron Butenis. And then when they went to that same tactics to try to fight Xander, Xander said, "Yup, let's go. Let's go outside." That's what Xander said. Xander's willing to sacrifice everything to gain everything. That's real competition. Xander is not looking to retire undefeated. He's looking to beat the best fighters in the world. And with that, it takes chances, sacrifice, risk. I don't think Virgil's willing to do that. I don't think he wants to suffer a loss. I think he wants to go down like one of the only Mexican fighters to say what he didn't lose a fight, but accomplish nothing. Do you really look, Virgil? This could all backfire on you, right? If I'm right and you're afraid to lose and you think that being undefeated is better than anything else, you're gonna wait till you get too old and really accomplish very little to be considered the best Mexican fighter, even though you're undefeated. And the day you finally take a risk, if you were happen to lose, you sacrifice everything not to lose and then to end up losing in the end, you're gonna you would have played your hand all wrong. You should have went for it. Dared to be great. Take chances. It probably would have paid off better. But if you lose in the end to some bum, you don't accomplish much, and then you don't get that undefeated shit, it would have all been for nothing. And you're gonna go down as like an average boxer that you really never gain the respect of your people. You in order to crack into that Mexican Hall of Fame of boxing, you better do more than that. You ain't even getting through the freaking first door. Not like that. Nah, it's just the truth. He's just not. There's too many great Mexican champions. Antonio Barrera, all those guys, man. Get the fuck out of here. He's not getting past. He ain't getting past the fucking bellboy. Read the chat, my man.
Virgil down bad says George Illwill says Virgil turned down 3 million, 10% to winner, and 50% pay-per-view share.
Whoa.
You want 7 million. So you shelf yourself, lose out on that money, another fight, and probably 2 to 3 million when it's all said and done.
Fucking
People don't
idiot.
realize whoever wins, the loser is gonna appeal and appeal and appeal. It's gonna be 2 years if Oscars wants to do you that dirty.
I know. And that, like you're right about that too. if Oscar really, he can stretch this out longer. Oh, this is ugly. Your boy Virgil is done. Put 2 more years on his age, and what has he accomplished? At that point, what would you expect?
I'm sure he'll figure out a way to get back in the ring, play out his contract some way somehow. He'll talk to a lawyer that'll give him the loophole to get out of it. But
You know
Oscar's no
something?
dummy.
You know, Bruce Carrington and Virgil are about the same. Nah, Bruce Carrington's like 29. Virgil's 27, right? Is he still 27 or 28?
He's 28. Xander Zai says he said happy birthday to his favorite
Oh,
prospect.
yeah. Yeah, that's right. So he's 28. You put 28, 2 years on 28, that's 30. Jesus Christ. You're a 30-year-old prospect. Jesus Christ. Oh, well, I mean, that's basically the age Cuban fighters get over here and start their career, right? 28, 29. That's right around there. He's a Cuban Mexican fighter. I don't know what to tell you about Virgil.
And he told Zayas he will only fight him if he canceled Mexico and fought him in his backyard, says Ill Will.
Wow.
Virgil's down
I don't
bad.
know. I don't know. Mexico down bad. They down bad right now. They all over the internet right now disowning him. Poor Virgil. He put himself in a lot of these situations, so sometimes we gotta hold these fighters accountable. You know, uh, listen, guys, check it out. If you guys been following boxing and you've been following a little bit up on Virgil, and I don't mean to shit on him so hard or whatever, and I've never said he sucked. That I never said. Little harsh on him, critical on his decision making and how his career has played out. But Virgil's a hell of a boxer. We all know that. He's good. We just starting to question, like, can you prove it? You know what I'm saying? We think you're good. Listen, we're willing to back you, but just get in there. So I do question some of his decisions from his management and so forth, but I want to work little boxing memory. Okay? All right. Now, Oscar is the promoter that he is. He wears many caps. One of the caps that he wears is a rightfully boxing legend cap. Oscar has the stripes to back it. He's a 6th division world champion, and he was a hell of a fighter. Hell of a fighter. He would have whooped Virgil's ass in his prime. Oscar would have knocked out Virgil Ortiz. Yes, he would have. So, what I'm saying is, there were, back in the day, there were a few videos where Oscar himself had enough, and he had put Virgil on blast. Remember that? When Oscar was like, I don't understand it. In my day, we would have fought the best fighter. In my day, we would have got in there, we'd have took the money, we'd have fought him. And he was calling Virgil out because Virgil wasn't taking the fight. And Oscar was telling the world, but he also wears a promoter's cap. Well, that Oscar understands the significance that you can't down your own fighter because that's how you make money. So you got to back his bullshit. But there's been a few times where Oscar slipped, and you can see the fighter talking, not the promoter. You could see the rage in Oscar, like, and when he starts grabbing his belt buckle in the interview, Oscar, he starts going like this, and he's like, you could see the gallo just coming out like, mother, if this, I'd have whooped this motherfucker's ass. Like, Oscar didn't understand it. But when he went back and they were like, Oscar, snap out of it. You're a promoter now. That's your fighter you're talking about. He came back out, made damage control. Yeah, well, it's the other guy. The other guy is fucking ducking, And Oscar went back, put on the promoter cap, and backed Virgil's shit. But sometimes you can see the truth. And you saw that there's plenty of interviews where Oscar even questioned his own fighters. His own fighters when they wouldn't take the fight. But he's not a fighter. He's a promoter. That would work against you, Oscar, if you came out and said that your fighter was the one that didn't want to take the fight. And even though it disgusted Oscar, it disgusted him. His job is to promote him. Now, Oscar's doing everything he can, maybe a little extra, right? To get this guy to fight. And he keeps saying no. But in front of the microphone, yep, I'll do it. I'll fight. I can't wait to fight that guy. In front of the microphone. But when it's time, look, to put pen to that paper, this is Virgil trying to sign. Yo, he's like, where do I sign? Yo, this pen don't work. Ah! He throws the pen out the window. Yo, and you can see that. You can see that multiple times between Oscar and Virgil. So I'm starting to think now with everything, this shit got messy quick, didn't it? Oscar had no problem making them videos on Clapback Thursdays and airing out all that dirty laundry. And then the fact that what really made it look bad for Virgil is that the judge sided with Oscar, meaning Oscar was in the right. And then when Oscar still pleaded with Virgil and the dude, and they said no, like a week later, they realized their mistake, and Oscar just crushed them. By that point, you already had me spend all this money on attorney fees and all this shit, and you think this is a game? You're gonna drag me all the way out to to the end, and you think I'm not gonna finish this? Oscar just trampled over him. Now he has all the rights. Everything is all up to like he knew it was. Oscar knew this all the time. I got the contracts right here. And Virgil he did this to himself. He didn't know when to back. Apparently, if he backed out, he would have backed into the Jerron Boots Ennis back into negotiation. And it seems like he wasn't willing to go there, that he was willing to be shelved for a year to avoid him. Brother, that's what it looks like. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. And then the evidence is in the Xander fight. How fast was that fight put together? Bro, they didn't even give us a week to fantasize about the fight. That shit's already on Box Rec official. Confirmed. Shit, after the announcement, usually how long does it take Box Rec to catch up to that shit? That shit was in Box Rec like 2 days ago. How fast and easy was that? You mean to like, come on, man. I'm just like, yo, nah, Virgil. Sometimes I would back up Virgil. I'd be like, nah, he ain't ducking Terrence. You know,
Hey,
Terrence, Virgil's
you
not ready. He's just not ready.
you
That was
think
me
that
a few years ago. That
you think
for
that
Virgil.
you
That was
think that
me.
under Hey Edwin, you think that undercard is gonna be Top Rank versus Matchroom?
Probably. Probably. Yeah. Um, I don't know what the card's looking out, the entire card, for the Xander and Boots. But it'll be interesting to see. You definitely know there's gonna be some top rank guys on there. It would if Matchroom can, meet the divisions and the smoke, which I don't think they can. I really don't think they can. Matchroom's about to lose their best fighter. You want to lose all your big fights on the fight? Then fine. Now fucking Top Rank will go get Naoya Inoue and a couple great fighters. That'll never happen. I'm just jiving, but nah, Matchroom can't fuck with Top Rank, man. This is not the heavyweight division. They done. We ain't Frank Warren. Top Rank will fucking dog walk Matchroom fighters. We're gonna rock them. But if you put Bruce Carrington on that card, he's a New York native. You can put fighters like Richard Hitchens on that card. Africa. Teofimo Lopez can make a return on that card. Also from New York, that area. They know him out there. There's a few pretty decent names. Shakur Stevenson is from New Jersey. Tank will never go on that card. He's from the PBC. It won't happen.
Ill Will
Um,
says they're trying to sign the Shushu versus Luis Alberto Lopez for the Boots card right now. They're trying to get that fight signed.
wow. Luis Alberto Lopez is he's a loop like a lunging fighter, and he got big hooks, big like you know um when what was his name? What's his name? The champion now, Leo,
Santa Cruz. I mean, Angelo Leo.
Angelo Leo knocked him out. Remember that? He knocked out Luis Alberto Lopez.
Mm-hmm.
He knocked him out with that vicious check hook. They said, "Oh, it was a one hitter quitter." He said, and knocked him out. But just before that, all those fights, I thought that kid Flores was gonna do good against him, against um,
Luis Alberto Lopez.
yeah. I thought he was gonna do again. I keep messing his name up in my head with the guy that fought Subriel Matias, Alberto fucking Puello. So I don't know. It's just mixing up in my head right now. I don't know why. But anyway, I always thought that somebody was gonna catch up to him with his looping shots. With his looping shots. But his style is it could be like a wave. You know how like waves come, one wave will hit you. It's not the first one that fucks you up. You start rolling around, but then the other one hits you. Then you're trying to get up, and then the other one comes. He fights like that. You know, um, One minute he could be right here, then all of a sudden he's on top of you, boom, boom, clashing down on you. So that would be an interesting fight for Shakur Stevenson. Also, Shakur Stevenson needs to stay active. He needs to stay active, and he needs to capitalize off the Tio fight. If he can go in there and like, but wait a minute, what am I talking about here? Are we talking about the same guy? Frontline.
What are you talking about?
Luis Alberto Lopez is his weight
He's at
is not,
26.
huh?
26.
Yeah, but Shakur's at 147.
Shakur's at 40.
I mean, 140, 40. Yeah. Why would he fight Luis Alberto Lopez? Who the fuck said that? I just caught that.
He said Shushu, not Shakur.
Oh,
Shushu.
shoo, 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 shoo. Shoo, shoo. I had Shakur. I don't know why. Maybe I'm drifting off here a little.
Yeah, you are.
But with Shoo Shoo, that's a good fight right there. That's a good fight. You know what fight I wanted for Leo there is that rematch with Stephen Bull Fulton. That's the rematch I wanted. Stephen Bull Fulton beat Angelo Leo there. And the real early in their career. And I remember when I watched that fight, and he had like this brace on his leg. And I felt like he fought Stephen Bull Fulton real good in that fight, but he really couldn't like get that movement going forward. I always thought that if they fought again, the fight would be different. I ran into him in Las Vegas, and I got a chance to talk to the champion. And I was sitting there and I was talking to him, and I told him that I was like, "Yo," I was the one that told him. I was like, "Man, don't let Stephen Kubo Fulton leave the division. Um, Fight him again before he goes up there and tries to fight O'Shaughnessy Foster." Then Bruce Carrington ends up winning his belt. And of course, like you, Frontline, like everybody in the world, wants Naoya Inoue to move up to fight actually Bruce Carrington.
No, I don't want him to move up. I'm saying if he does, he should fight Shushu because Naoya already he moved up so much. He's
Yeah,
towards the end of his career. I don't
yeah,
recommend.
truthfully, yeah.
I don't recommend he moves. I just feel
Yeah,
that he should get
I,
one or two more
I,
fights in and then just hang him up.
yo, chat family, I just want to let you document this moment right here. Whenever Frontline speaks highly for Naoya Inoue, it's because he caught a duck flu for his boy Bruce.
Get the
Because
fuck.
what he's really saying in duck language, he would never want Naoya Inoue to fight Bruce
No,
Karen, right?
I
And he's like, you
said
know what, Naoya,
if he
you
moves
did
up,
enough. You jumped up enough weight divisions. Now I care about you, Naoya Inoue. This is Frontline talking, and you don't need to prove any more because, like I said, that's going to be the easiest road to a world title right there. Bruce Carey, right there. We're about to take your belt.
he ain't
Frontline,
taking
man, your boy's
shit.
going down.
No, he's
That's
not.
it.
Hey, George says Polanco versus Tiger Johnson. I don't think match. I mean, I don't think Top Rank will put two of their guys together. I think it'll be
Right,
somebody from. It'll be somebody from Match. It has to be somebody from
right,
Matchroom.
right. That's not going to happen, I don't think.
It,
Bob
it,
Arum's done in house fights before in the past. He's done them.
yeah, but
Um,
if it's a Top Rank card, I can see that happening. But because Matchroom's involved on this one, I think it's going to be a Matchroom
Damn,
versus
I don't want
Top
to see
Rank.
those two guys fight. I don't know who I would take in that fight. Tiger Johnson and um
Polanco.
yeah,
Uh,
Rohan Polanco.
that's a
I like
tough one.
both of them.
That's a tough one.
I like both of them.
Look, Mr. Itachi stirring shit up. He's like, is round one getting old? Nah, he's not getting old. He just got a lot of shit on his mind.
Yeah, I just got a lot of
And
shit on
and
my
and
mind.
and
That's all.
and, and, and not to mention he fucks names up anyways.
Yeah,
But
but today
he
I got a
he
lot of shit on my mind. I probably
he,
drift off.
he also says Shushu's trash. Luis
He
Lopez,
is. He
a cherry
is.
pick.
He's yo. Listen. No. Okay. Okay. I'm not gonna say that. I'm not gonna say he's straight. Okay. I mean it in a competitive way because I like Shushu. I think he's great. I think he's a good fighter. Um, but when it comes to Naoya Inoue
See,
on
Precise
that
is with me.
level, he's just not there.
Precise is with me. Shushu KOs in a way.
Yeah. Right. Yo. Precise.
You see, he's with me. See,
I
two
don't
good minds
gamble.
think alike.
I don't gamble, but I'll take that money. Yeah, I'll take that money all day, twice on Sunday. It's just that I never gamble in something I can't control or it's not a guaranteed win. Naoya Inoue against Bruce Carrington, bro. I think I'll sign my house off. Like that's a that's a dub.
You'll be homeless.
That's a dub.
You'll be homeless.
Hell no. I have a mansion after that. I'll be driving a Lambo right by you on your bike. I'm like, hey, how you doing, frontline? Yo, that's easy money.
All right,
That's
keep
just
thinking that.
way too easy money. There's levels to this for a reason. And Bruce is just not on that level. He's a good fighter against the guys he fights. Yeah. Yeah, he's decent.
Hey, you can precise. You can go back on any show that we talked about. Shushu
George
versus
said, I got
Inoue.
Tiger, huh?
I always said it. Shushu sleeps Inoue.
He
Always.
says
I've
that to
always
fuck
said
with
it.
me. He doesn't believe that.
I've
He doesn't believe
always
that.
said it.
You see Neil Yainaway up there. You see
Yeah.
him. Where is he? He's right there.
And if
You
that
see
fight
him. Where is
happens,
he?
you know whose picture's getting up there, right?
Where's
Shushu's.
his picture? Where's his picture at? On top of all the belts, the king, where he belongs on the top. That's where he belongs.
Hey,
He's the only
you
fighter
saw what
with all
Shushu
four
did to that
belts right
Mexican,
now.
right? You saw what Shushu did to that Mexican, right? Just
Nah,
when you
Neo
guys were
Yainaway
counting
ain't
him out,
Mexican. He's Japanese.
you saw what he did to that
He ain't
Mexican.
Mexican. He ain't down
Yo,
bad.
Shushu was losing that fight, and out of nowhere, caught him in the inside. Right hook, dropped him. Dude didn't get up. That's what's gonna happen to Inoue.
You think Neo Yainaway would do those
Inoue's
stupid
gonna get
mistakes?
yes.
Are you crazy?
Yes.
Yo, listen, frontline. I never question you and I never get into your life businesses or affair. But if you got a drug and alcohol problem and you're doing it right now, then you need to stop. Okay? Because you're talking crazy. You're talking reckless. You know what
Yo,
I'm saying?
Shushu,
You
I
don't
told
believe
you.
that shit.
You know the bet we got, right? If Shushu and Inoue happens and Shushu wins, you got to
His
take
picture
Inoue's.
goes up there.
Yeah, yeah, I know. Yeah,
Yeah. But your boy will never fight him, man. Real
okay.
talk. He I like Shushu, man, and my best advice to him, all jokes aside, leave that man alone. Leave that Japanese dude alone. Just go about your day, do your thing, whoop on everybody else. Just leave him alone.
Hey, and don't
That's not
forget,
a good style
Inoue
for
got
your style,
Nakatani
Shushu.
coming up.
Huh?
Inoue got Nakatani coming up.
He's about to dust Nakatani and within
Oh,
seven
okay,
rounds.
okay.
Within
Keep
7 rounds, he's gonna pack Nakatani up.
keep judging Nakatani off his last performance.
All right.
Go ahead, go ahead.
You know me.
Matter of fact,
You know
we're
me.
gonna be live for
You
that
know
fight.
me. I will never, ever make that mistake. I
We
never judge a
we
fighter like that.
will
You should
be
know me by
live.
now. I'm
We
judging
will be
it by their
we
entire fighting career.
we will be live for that fight. I don't want no technical difficulties. I don't
Oh,
want to hear the wind blew my internet cabled off. I
yo,
don't want to hear
what?
none of that shit.
Ain't gonna be none of that.
I don't want to hear
Listen,
none of that.
listen, when it comes to this boxing shit, let me tell you something. I tell you, I don't give a fuck what skin color you are, what nationality, where you come from. None of that shit matters. If you can fight, you can fight. That's it. That's where I'm at. I'm gonna tell you what my favorite fighter can do for me. As a fan of this Japanese dude, I became a fan of him because of a reason. This Japanese dude gives me the ability to talk shit because I know he's gonna back it up. Can your favorite fighter do that for you? Does your favorite fighter allow you to talk freely? Huh? How confident are you in your fighter? I'm gonna tell you right now, my fighter, he's coming up against his biggest challenge, 3 division world champion, undefeated, young, hungry champion. That's who my favorite fighter is fighting.
Yeah, I got
And through all
Nakatani winning
that,
that one.
and the boxing world is considering this fight a 50-50. So my guy is fighting an undefeated fighter, 3 division, undefeated champion, in a 50-50 battle viewed by most viewers, right? And what does my fighter do for me? He gives me the ability to talk shit. He about to pack Junto up. And I'm going to tell you right now, Junto, your days are numbered. They're numbered. And Japan's about to see who the best Japanese fighter really is. And
Hey,
Naoya Inoue is going to show the world there's levels to this. And
what do
all
you,
that little fucking knockout shit that Junto is doing that I was telling you guys this whole fucking time, bro, that's not Naoya Inoue. You know what my favorite fighter does for me? He gives me the confidence to talk with my chest because I know what's gonna happen. I
yeah,
know exactly what's gonna
you
happen.
wasn't
He
you
gonna
wasn't
pack
talking like
Junto
that.
up, and he's gonna show. And after he packs Junto up, you know what you guys are gonna say? No, Junto wasn't shit. Blah, blah, blah. I don't know what you're gonna say, but there's always something. There's always gonna be fight Javante Tank Davis, fight Terrence Crawford, shit, fight Usyk Naoya in a way. It's never gonna be enough. But I know what I'm gonna live. I'm gonna live for the now, for the moment, and on the day that Naoya Inoue and Junto get in that ring, I'm gonna remind you guys what my boxing IQ, my boxing intellect, and why I back this dude up. You're going to see all that in one day. In one day. You know why? Because that's what my favorite fighter can do for me. Can your favorite fighter do that for you? Does he do that for you? Because I'm telling you right now, there's nothing, and I mean nothing, that makes me think Junto is going to do what to Naoya Inoue? He ain't doing shit. It's going to take a different kind of fighter and a different kind of coaching to devise a game plan to beat this dude.
Hey, we're
And
gonna get
Junto don't got
another.
it.
You know what we're gonna get from you on that night, on that fight night? We're gonna get another no, no, no.
Not gonna happen. Bro, I'm trying to tell you. The reason why Naoya Inoue got clipped and knocked down in those fights, because this motherfucker was put up against dudes that in his legal contract, he says, man, I can't be fighting these tune-up fights. I don't get, into the moment. Then you start fucking doing things you normally wouldn't have did, and you get caught. That's what you get, because of all these other guys ducking them, and that's the result of it.
Stop
But
looking for excuses
now
because
that you
they're not
have
tune-up fights. They're
a
not tune-up fights. Don't give no
prime
fucking
worthy
excuses. He
opponent,
got dropped. He got
bro.
dropped twice. No excuses. These guys are not fucking tune-ups. They're contenders. Contenders. The same way you said it about Alan Picasso, Luis Panteranati, and
Okay, no, no,
Ramon
no. Luis
Ramon
Patanari was
Caldenas.
a former world champion. I'm not gonna say he was like a pretender. No, but look, you get clipped in a fight. It's
Yeah, he does that
okay.
against Junto
It's
or
okay. It's
Shushu. He's
okay.
done.
What did he do to Luis Panteranari?
That's Luis Panteranali. That's not Junto Nakatani, and that's not Bruce Shushu Carrington. So
I'm glad you said that. I'm glad you said that. Because guess what? Junto Nagatoni is no fucking Luis Nari. Okay? Just because Luis Nari did that and it doesn't look as flashy as Nakatani, I'm gonna tell you what. When Nakatani does not drop Naoya Inoue in this fight and he gets dog walked, then you can honestly say that Junto's not Neri. You just try to downplay Neri. But I don't think Junto got that Mexican toughness. Junto skilled, tough, hits hard. But that Mexican dog fighter in like every time I saw Junto in a bad fight, he started cheating. He got started doing headbutts, elbows, grabbing people, hanging on for dear life. He started resorting to dirty tactics. When have you ever seen Naoya Inoue have to resort to dirty tactics because of the fact that he was less than? I think I need to remind you about Junto's last fight. How's his eye? Did it heal back down? Because that shit was like this. And a lot of people thought he might have lost that fight. So, your last fight, you get bubbled up. The fight before that was a controversial win against the other champion.
Hey, two man, Shushu's not at 22. Shushu's at 26.
At 26. Yeah, we know that. So,
No, I was
so
answering Tuman. He asked me how long has Shushu been at 22.
oh no. He's
No,
at 26.
he's at 26.
He's at 26. Yeah. Um
Jason says they're gonna ask anyway to move up and fight Fundura.
Fundora. That's what they'll say next. Yo, anyway, whatever you fight Fundora, sign the contract. Yo, it's crazy. It's crazy. That's what they'll say. But I'm telling you right now, there's levels to this. I see Junto being good, but his people had to have talked him up to this, and he must have been listening to like too much hype. He just is not ready for Naoya Inoue yet. Not yet. Maybe another year or so. He might have been ready for him.
See, Precise says what I'm thinking. He says it out loud. He says they're just moving in a way well. He's not like that.
Well,
When he starts fighting these real dogs, you will see.
this guy is crazy. This guy's crazy.
I try to tell you, Inoue's not that guy.
You're fucking crazy, huh? You want me to do this? You want me to do this? I'm gonna do it. I'm gonna do it. You could thank Frontline and this guy for this moment in the show because now it's show and tell time.
Yo, I gotta get going though, because I gotta get up early.
Nah, you're not getting out of this. That's it.
I gotta
Next
go.
10 minutes.
I gotta go.
No, yeah, you gotta run now, don't you? Oh, you gotta run, you dirty rat. Listen,
Nah,
you killed my brother. Listen, look, check this out.
we
Okay,
already
hold
know
up.
what.
Hold on, real quick, because you and your boy made
Well,
a
he's fighting
statement.
Bhutanist next now.
This ain't gonna take but 2 minutes. There he is right there. Okay. They said that they was moving him well. That was his claim.
It's true.
They
They're
were
moving
moving
him well. They move.
I will mute you. They were moving him
They
well.
moved him well.
That's what Precise said. This is Naoya Inoue, the Japanese fighter. He has a current record of 32 fights, 27 big ways of knockout. Okay, this guy claims they were moving him well. I would like him to explain to me how in the fucking world is that even remotely possible, right? Like, because let's just look at his record, which is what? The truth, not lies, or not this guy saying they moved him well. Check this out.
But Edwin,
He's
you're
like,
talking
oh,
about on paper. You're talking
Kayate,
about on
love, no,
paper.
Kayate's,
Name
love,
one dog that he's
don't
fought.
interrupt greatness. Okay,
Name
check
one
this
dog
out.
that he fought. One dog. He hasn't
How
fought a
is
dog
this?
yet.
Stop with the lies. How is this possible, moving a guy well, when this guy had literally one fight, two, three, four, five professional fights, and his next fight, he fights for a world title. He only had 5 professional fights, and they put him in a world title fight.
Edwin, they can
Since
say the same thing about Loma.
wait. There've been
You're
a
not
lot of
saying
lies
nothing.
told here. Now stop.
You're not saying nothing.
Stop. How is it possible that they managed this guy well with since his 5th professional fight. He fought his 6th professional fight. Since then, he's fought 28 consecutive world title fights through 4 weight divisions. That means in order to do that, you would have to jump from one weight division, vacate your belt, and fight the champion immediately in the next weight division. Now, when you look at Naoya Inoue's record and you look at when he did that, 108, it says right here, 108, 108, 107. Look at this. He jumped from 108 to 115. Wait a minute, isn't there a weight division in between? Yes, the 112. He jumped 2 weight divisions and fought the world champion that had 43 fights and 1 loss. Please explain to me how a guy with seven professional fights is managed well against a guy that has 43 professional fights, have been the champion for over 4.5 years, and his only loss was a 12-round fight to
You
the
said it
only
already.
Nonito
Those are
Donati.
tune-ups. Those are tune-ups. You said it. You
Okay?
said
No,
it. The
shut your
tune-ups.
mouth. Shut up, liar.
I'm
Okay?
using
With
your
with
words,
no.
not mine.
Watch this, guys. Mute it. Listen, Frontline just got muted. Real thing. Check it out. Frontline tries to cut me off with his bullshit with this Japanese dude. No, this guy was not managed well. He was not protected. In fact, he's one of the only boxers in boxing right now that says in his contract, if you do not get me the toughest fights as my promoter, you break our agreement and I get out of my contract. That is in his contract. In Naoya Inoue's contract, you must get me the best guys. If you don't get me the best, go to the next. Go to the next. That's what he does. How is it that they manage this guy good when in his boxing career, this is Naoya Inoue, the guy they claim they manage good. Let's go to his Wikipedia, right? Okay, right here. How's this possible, guys? Right here in his Wikipedia, do you not see it? Right underneath? He fought 16 world champions and he knocked out 13 of them. How do you fight 16 world champions, knock out 13 of them, and you're managed well? You fought 16 world champions? Okay. Okay, let's talk about a guy that he maybe he's not managed well. Maybe a guy that they tell you doesn't duck no smoke. Maybe the type of fighter they say is one of the hey, look, Devin Haney. How you doing, Devin Haney? Don't they say that you don't duck none of the smoke? That you're considered one of the best fighters in the world? Then if you're not managed well, Mr. Devin Haney, how many world champions have you fought? Amateur record. Oh, professional. In his entire career, he's fought 9 world champions. He knocked out 0. Says it right there. There's a guy that allegedly doesn't duck no smoke, fights the best of the best, but he's not managed well when they only put him up against 9 world champions in his entire career. So how can you say that the Japanese dude was managed well when he fought 16 world champions and knocked out 13 of them? You see, you gotta be stopped, led astray. Thank God you're here and you're being told the truth, what's on paper. How is this guy managed well, Naoya Inoue? How? How? Because they just want to spread lies on him? Because, listen, manage well? Listen, okay, let's do it over. He's about to fight Junto Nagatani. He's a 3-division world champion. He's 32-0, undefeated, right? He fought Alan David Picasso, was 32-0, undefeated, the number 1 for the WBC. He fought MJ 14-1, which was the former unified world champion, which was the number one for the WBA. What am I missing here? How is he managed if he keeps fighting the number one contender? Where's the managing? Where? It's just the lies. Just lies. Oh, and by the way, he defended all four belts, a record 7 times. That means since he got all four belts, seven is right here with this times he gave one person a shot of changing his stars at all four belts. Saul never did that. No boxer has done that. Somehow these people, they're managing him well. They're managing him against the number one guys because this is management for you. Okay? Check this out. This is your definition of management. Here, let me explain what you're backing. That's why I don't hear your boos, because I see what you cheer for. Check it out. Since the time right here highlighted in red, Paul Butler, 2022. Look at the month, 12/13, December. That was at the end of the year. At the end of the year, he vacated all the four belts. He just won the fourth one. He only had 3. So there, that night, they give you a new set of belts, 4 belts. So he won 4 belts on 12/13. He goes to the next weight division. He jumps up and he fights the best 122 pounder in the world in Stephen Kubo Fulton, which entered the fight 21-0. He was on the pound for pound list, but way down there, viewed by most. Stephen Kubo Fulton was supposed to beat Naoya Inoue with the American Philly slick style. He got dog walked for 8 rounds, didn't win a single round, and got brutally knocked out. Since then, Naoya Inoue won 2 belts. Then he fights the next guy, Marlon Tapales, which had the other 2 belts, another unified champion. Maybe not undefeated, but he was a unified world champion. So on his debut, in the new weight division, he fought an undefeated unified world champion. The next fight, a unified world champion. The next fight, Luis Pantera Nari, which was the number 1 by the WBC. The champions, unified number 1. How are they managing them well? I'm confused. Where's the good management? Where is it? And we all know that the only reason why TJ Doheny and Yi Young Kim ever fought Naoya Inoue, because Sam Goodman pulled out of the fight not once but twice and gashed his eye, and on a late replacement, Yi Young Kim came in. And TJ Doheny came in on the first one when Sam Goodman said, I need a tune-up fight before I fight Naoya Inoue. And he went and fought the number 88 ranked fighter in the world. That didn't make no sense when he broke his hand. So TJ Doheny came in as a savior to save the date in the card for Naoya Inoue, because the number 1 guy for the IBF and the WBO, which was Sam Goodman at the time, avoided Naoya Inoue at the last minute. Then on the Yi Young Kim situation, he cut his eye. They gave him 30 days to heal the eye. He cut it a second time. And on 10 days, they fought Yi Young Kim. All right? So those are not like fighters like, why isn't he fighting the number 1? Don't try to call those bum fights when he had to come up in 10 days. They had to get a late replacement. So that's one of those fights. You don't hold the fighter to that because he bashed his face against a wall to avoid from fighting you. So and then the next fight, he fought Roman Cardenas. Roman Cardenas came into that fight. Why? Because Naoya Inoue was coming to America, to Las Vegas, and they needed a Mexican fighter. What did they do? They went and got Alan David Picasso, the number one for the WBC. What happened? He said no publicly. They went down to the next available Mexican fighter. Roman Cardenas hit the lottery. And that was because of promotion, because he was going to fight after Saul on Cinco de Mayo. So that was like a fight where they got the number one Mexican, and he said no. So what am I missing here? When he keeps going after the number, he can't fight a champion because he has all the belts. And he keeps want to fight these number one guys, and they keep smashing their face off walls or saying that they got Botox injections. One guy said he wanted to get a BBL and switch professions. Yo, he's bitching all these dudes. Where is the management that they claim? Where's the protection? Who are they protecting them from in the first place? Please enlighten me. Who does Naoya Inoue need to be scared of? Where that these false narratives and rumors are coming out, and you know what I mean? Now, Frontline's mic needs to come back on. Here it is. He has gotten life back to his microphone. Frontline is back with us from the land of the dead. Frontline,
Am I
please
back?
back your boy up. Where is, now that I broke it down in a calmly fashion, because that was really calm for me, right? Where's this good management?
Okay, now here's a question I have for you. Who the fuck are all those guys?
All the guys in the division that rightfully so. Just because you're not familiar with the division, it's not a glamour division, doesn't mean that those guys in the division weren't worthy. They were worthy fighters. They're just not household name fighters.
You still didn't answer my question. Who are they though? Who are they?
Who? Okay. How about this? Who is Naoya Inoue?
He's the current.
Yeah, that's what I thought.
He's the current undisputed champion at 22.
Yeah, that's all. Yeah, but you're just repeating shit. You don't know much about him neither.
But he's been.
No, you don't.
He's been moved very well.
No,
Bob
he
Arum,
hasn't.
yes.
No,
Bob
he
Arum
hasn't.
knows how to move his fighters.
Bro, just because he knows how to move his fighters, Naoya didn't move under that protection. He fought champion after champion after champion. He entered the World Series of Boxing, a tournament where all the champions check their belts in at the door and they go in the tournament. He fought all those fighters and came out on top as the winner. He's been through multiple divisions. He's not protected in the slightest. He's not even managed well. If you say managing him against the most dangerous fighter after one fight after, then that's how they've been managing him well, by keep putting him in the toughest fight after the toughest fight. Well, then yeah, then that they're doing that because that's exactly what they're doing.
All right, so let's do this. We're gonna have to continue this because I got to go to bed.
Okay, answer one question. Just one question. I have to hear your answer.
Shushu beats him, yes.
When you say they managed him well, who did they manage him around? What's the name that they managed him around it to consider being managed well? Because anything less than that, he just went straight through the line.
Okay,
there has to be a name
you
that
can say
they
the
managed
same thing
around.
about Devin. Devin calls out all the top guys. Whether he gets the fights or not, it doesn't happen.
You still can't give me a name.
I don't know that weight class that well, so I can't.
Here's the problem with being managing well. How could you be managed well when you're the top dog? You're walking in a straight line. You have all the belts
but you're not
in
making
this
any
division
sense.
and in the last one you came from.
You just said.
Yeah.
That Inoue doesn't want no bullshit fight.
Yeah.
Right? If he's the undisputed champion, he's gonna have to take bullshit fights because everybody's coming for his title.
Of course. Listen. At that point,
so then all the
fights are bullshit because he's a king. But What you can't say about Naoya Inoue is how is it that he's managed well when in his last weight division he beat every champion one by one. In the second weight division, he fought two undisputed champions, got all the belts, and defended them 7 times and cleaned out the division. He
So how many
literally
times that he defended 22?
he cleaned out
At
in 20
22, how
four
many?
times. Four
Okay,
times.
so what if he's already conquered 22,
Yeah.
why isn't he moving up to 26?
Because of the fact that that's his business.
That's because they hit different at 26.
Nah,
And he
it's
knows it.
because
And
it's because Naoya
He
Inoue
knows
is having
Shushu will
enough
put him on his
fun.
ass. He knows
Yeah,
Angelo
but
Dio will put him on his
there's
ass.
no
He
rush.
knows that
There's
Brandon,
no
the
rush to move up to
heartbreaker
126
Figueroa,
when he's
and
the
he
king.
also knows that Espinoza. All four champions are put Inoue on his ass
But hold on,
and
hold on, hold
keep
on,
him
hold on,
on
hold
his
on. Hold
ass.
on, hold on. You must be avoiding things, right? Or not acknowledging things, I may say. Why are you not acknowledging the fact that he's fighting Junto? Yeah,
Because
you see,
Junto
he
is
has business. He has business to, he's not
okay.
just gonna
And he might
run
not get
from his
past Junto.
problems.
He
No,
might
no,
not
no,
get
no, no,
past
no, no, no.
Junto.
You're not gonna call him a duck. No one's gonna call him a duck. You're not gonna say he ran to 126 to avoid from fighting Junto. So before
Okay.
he goes up to 126, he's gonna wipe him down. Then he'll be up there and wipe your boy down. But
Okay,
front
when he
line,
gets up there,
listen, it's getting
we'll talk
late.
about it.
You need to go to work tomorrow. You're gonna be vexed, dreaming about this. You're gonna be dreaming
Nah.
tonight. Bruce, no, Doug, Bruce, no, sweet. Oh my God. Listen, I don't want you to go to bed thinking that. So we're
I'm
just
gonna
gonna
have a
leave it
nice
right here.
dream of Shushu knocking Inoue
Yeah,
out.
right.
And by the time he hits the floor, they're gonna be announcing him, and Shushu's on his way to Shoe York
Yeah, right.
parade.
Using my thing against me. Get the
Be
hell out of here. Yo, fight fans, thank you for tuning in. Don't forget to hit that like button. Like always, I'll be here. Me, my co-host, Frontline. I hope you guys had an amazing time. And let's always talk up both sides of the street. We need hype for Jerron Boots Ennis's people. We're getting it from that side. We need some real hype and motivation from Xander's. Got to let the world know that this is the fight we've been waiting for. This could be one of the biggest fights of 2026. It could have potential of fight of the year. I can't wait. We got a lot to break down and talk about. So join us here at Round One Sports Talk. Become a Round One Sports Talk member. Subscribe to the channel. And like always, I'm on to the next one after this one here at Round One Sports Talk. Peace. You
Peace.
guys have been amazing. Frontline, you the man.
See
Peace.
ya.
Bruce Carrington